And welcome back, and with us today, I mean, you've seen her at the desk. Welcome, Mel. How's everything been going so far? How are all the games been?
It's been great. The energy here in LA at the Kia Forum has been amazing to be a part of, and I'm excited to watch the games today.
Now, you've had the really cool privilege of being on the analyst desk. You've also made some co-stream appearances. What do you prefer? Be honest with me. What is more fun? What do you like more?
Yeah, I'll be honest, right? Don't kill me. But I like being in the audience. I love the energy, just feeling, watching the games, honestly.
I mean, the vibes have been so good all event. I get it. I don't blame you.
Now, I'm sure you mentioned a bit at the desk, but officially right now on the gold carpet, what are your predictions?
Ooh, you know what? I want AG to win. I want AG to win. I can see it, but PRX is coming in with that last dance form. So it could be either way, but I do want AG to win.
So is this like your heart is saying one thing and your head is saying something else, or what's going on here?
That is exactly. You've described my struggle very well.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's so good to see you. Best of luck to you for the rest of the year.
Yeah, thank you. You guys have a great time as well.
Yeah, let's see you.
We've got a little something else teed up and ready to go. We actually have Leo Faria and John Needham, who are going to be joining us right now. Fellas, please come join us. Come on through. Leo's still getting touch up. We got to give him a second. You guys come on over.
Thank you so much, Mel.
You join us right here.
Hello,
So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Merry Valorant Christmas.
I mean, it is the best day of the year, is it not?
Yeah, it's great.
All right, well, I have some questions for you guys. Leo, you recently announced a 2024 calendar for the VCT season, including Premier to Pro Pipeline and China as the official 4th region. So personally, there's so much going on. What are you most excited about for 2024?
Oh, there's so much to be excited. Look, we're bringing our events to new locations we've never been before. We're going to Shanghai first. We're going to China. We're launching VCT China as our 4th league. We're making a bunch of changes in the season to make it feel more progressive and that we're growing as we go into the calendar. So there's a lot to be excited about. More teams in each one of these leagues, the Ascended team. So yeah, a lot to be excited about.
And I have to say the Valorant community is definitely super appreciative of all the changes that you guys have been doing and hearing all of the requests. So I think 2024 is going to be a good year.
It's going to be a great year.
Oh, it's going to be a banger. John, I want to get your thoughts on this because you've had the privilege of overseeing multiple esports throughout your career, even within Riot's ecosystem. What is it about Valorant that has maybe enamored you most?
Yeah, I mean, it's the audience. You know, very young audience, very diverse audience, and it's just been awesome having them at these events and all the energy that they bring. It's been killer, so.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. There's so much we're going to be seeing inside of the stadium. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting to see what's going to be happening for the opening show. Do you have any last thoughts about that before we go in?
Yeah. Look, this is a very special day for all of us. We've been working for over a year on this show. In a lot of ways, this is our big moment. We feel so validated to have all of these fans here, to be in this such iconic, amazing venue. And yeah, I mean, the ceremony is going to be incredible. It's our best yet. I cannot wait for fans to see it.
John, do you have any thoughts on the opening ceremony before we let you go?
Yeah, I saw the dress rehearsal just like 30 minutes ago. It is going to be off the hook. It's going to be really amazing. So super excited to get in there and get this show going.
Awesome, fellas. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you all go enjoy the opening ceremony and the show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the grand finals of VALORANT Champions. We are still in the pre-show. I'm your host Youngsu and I'm joined by Mimi, Seth and Sean. Guys, it's the final day. It has all come down to this. Mimi, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see who's going to be taking home the trophy.
It's going to be so cool. We've already seen so many teams make their way through. We started with 16 and I don't think anyone would have expected it to come down to this. EG versus PRX. No matter what happens today, we're going to have a team lifting their very first global trophy in the biggest event of the year.
Yeah, I mean, even from the moment that we got into the top 8, then down to the top 4, it was just like every single moment we got through the tournament, it was like the storylines just get better and better and better. And as we got into that top 4, we're like, oh God, the stage is set. No matter what the result is, it's going to be absolutely incredible. But this is, I think, probably one of the best things that we could have asked for. A rematch of that upper final, a best of 5 once again between PRX and EG to see who is going to be the better team in the long run.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think we have the golden matchup of this tournament, right? The innovation coming out of PRX, and then you have EG on this Cinderella run still from the middle of the VCT Americas season. And I couldn't think of a better matchup. The home crowd is here, definitely going to root on EG, just like what we saw yesterday. And PRX, they got that 2-ban advantage, but I think this is going to be a really fire series.
Yeah, let's take a look at the bracket real quick because as you guys mentioned, we came here with 16 of the world's best teams and we're down to just 2. But not only the bracket, because Sean, almost every single game here at playoffs has been so close. We're having 2-1s, we're pushing all the way to a map 5 as well. It's going to be a really, really fun time today.
I can't remember a VALORANT tournament quite like this. This playoff bracket was absurd. But look at all the 2-1s you're seeing, the 3-2 in the lower finals. 6 out of the last 7 series went the distance map-wise. The level of competition right now has absolutely peaked compared to what we've seen in the past. And that's why I'm so confident this one's going to go the distance too.
Yeah, and we've already seen some of the world's best eliminated. Loud went out of the tournament, the reigning champions are gone. Fnatic, the team who already won 2 trophies this year, eliminated as well. All these games have been so close. They've all come down to the wire, but there's a reason that it's these 2 teams left.
Yeah, it is indeed. But let's talk about these 2 teams. They both had a long year. And EG, they had to start from the bottom. Not many people thought they were going to make an international tournament, let alone 2 maybe grand finals in a row.
We need to go all the way back to the beginning for this team. This was the squad that people were making fun of. Did they know they're in partnership? Are they going to make a roster move? No one believed in them. You see this tweet from Ethan. We've lost 100+ important games in his 7-year career. He always just had the tragedy of letting it slip away. That's when they thought they were out of playoffs. They thought they were going to get grouped in Americas. Then MIBR comes out. Chosen knifes 100 Thieves in a massive upset. They make it to the playoffs by a miracle. Go all the way to Tokyo and win every single upset to go to the finals. This team has now gone from nobodies that no one believed in to a squad that are one of the best in the world, that have made it to back-to-back global finals.
And what you said is exactly what Boostio said in the post-game interview yesterday, right? They were nobodies coming into this year. They didn't even have the same roster. They made a roster change early on in the season. And then coming into Tokyo, they almost didn't even have Demon 1. He got his passport like 2 days before the event even started. This has been the most insane Cinderella story I've ever seen.
Yeah, and on the other side, Seth, we're going to talk about PRX. I think there was something in the air, something changed when something was brought into this roster and the rest is history.
I mean, a little bit of a soft start that first matchup that he did play because it was against DRX. He was still finding his footing, finding the groove with the rest of the team, but everything since there has just been just pure bliss for their squad. Obviously, that upsetting moment, finding out that he wasn't going to be able to get his visa to be able to go over to Japan. He was the one who had to miss out while Demon 1 got to attend, got to get into that grand final. PRX still were able to give them a run for their money, but it all kicked off with that big best of 5, that reverse sweep, the first one that we saw in the main VCT circuit against DRX in Pacific, getting that trophy under their belt, then having to play with CGRS over in Tokyo and still exceeding our expectations. Now with something, obviously the eyes were coming back onto the squad. We knew what they were capable of with a sub. We said with this guy, they are just a powerhouse squad. They have to be respected, and they have proven that every single step of the way, and that's why they find themselves here as the winning team moving into the grand finals. They have that draft advantage because of how powerful powerful they are as a 5-man unit.
Yeah, it's absurd. You mentioned the Tokyo run they went on without something even in the roster. I don't think people understand how dominant of a player this guy is. He was the #1 statistical player in his region, and they still got 3rd place at an international event without him, and could have very well made the finals, actually. They really gave EG a run for their money. And here today, having something in their roster, they have one of the most stacked rosters I have ever seen. I mean, we always joke about who's the in-game leader on this roster. It's because, honestly, they are all-star fraggers. They could all do it. They could all take over the game.
And these teams have such a paralleled story as well. Beyond just being the Cinderellas of Tokyo coming out here, it's also these 2 squads that they started the season so poorly. Both of them were disappointing people to start off. They make a super controversial roster move. They both drop a popular player in Benkai or in BCJ. They make the choice that the community did not want, but they end up sticking to the roster, staying dedicated, and pushing all the way to this position and the last game of the year here at Champions.
Yes, the consistency, right, that we're seeing in both of these almost super teams. I think it's pretty fair to call them this. And but the thing
finalists,
is, yeah,
yes.
I mean, they're here for a reason. But this is going to be a rematch. They've gone up against each other many times at this point in a best of 3. We saw it in a best of 5 as well. Where is this going to go for you guys? Which team, like you said, with a parallel story from the beginning of the year where they didn't look good, which team is going to finish this year with a trophy, with the biggest trophy?
That's a very hard question, Insu. I'm not gonna, even with the double map ban advantage, I think EG has a real puncher's chance. This isn't like the Tokyo finals, right, where Fnatic was so strong across all the maps and heavy favorites. I think here today versus PRX, a lot of their strengths are on the same maps as EG. The one exception being Fracture, which they'll likely be able to get rid of. I think we're going the distance today. I honestly feel like this is a 5-map series because these 2 teams are so close.
Yeah, I mean, both times it did go to the distance. It was that 5-map set over in Tokyo into the 2-1 victory here for PRX to get themselves into that grand finals, auto-seeded forward. So I'm right there with you as far as thinking that this is going to be neck and neck. And, you know, I would love to come out and really confidently say, I think this is going to be PRX. They got this one in the bag. They learned so much. But when you have players like the ones here on EG, as we can see them on our screens, that can pull off the most ridiculous clutches just out of their rears from nowhere, time and time again, you never know if they're going to be able to get the edge there. Because EG, Calm especially, I mean, right now, I think he's got like a 33% clutch rate within the top 8. It's insane.
Crazy. They have 26 clutches.
Yeah, there's so many incredible clutch players in the server from both of these teams, honestly. But for me, my perception of how well EG can do in this match changed even since the last time they played in the upper final. There it was something like 11-4 up. EG let things slip a little bit, and PRX ended up the first team into this final. But then EG go down to lower finals, stomp Loud on 2 maps, and it almost slips away from them, but then they show this mental resilience. They rally at the last second, and they make it here. So I think EG has proved that resiliency. PRX has proved it too, and I totally agree. I think we should get 5 maps today.
Absolutely. I think PRX has really impressed me across all of the maps. Their innovation, the things they bring to the table are different than any other team I have ever seen in Valorant, but the resilience EG showed against Loud to win that map 5, Loud were ready to brawl on that map, and rarely do you see a North American team ready to take the fight in a map 5 like that and not shell up, not look scared. EG's players, they play with this level of fearlessness that Potter has instilled in them, and the similar thing about these teams is they both play for fun. So I don't think they'll get scared today.
This is the thing though, who's more fun? Who's realistically going to have more fun out there? Because they both said it, they're like, we're just here
Probably
to have
whoever's
fun.
winning.
It was EG for a little bit, and then PRX took the fun right out of their sails. I mean, you talk about that mental resiliency, but you also have to really factor that into PRX because they are the first squad to pull off that reverse sweep. They were down in the dirt versus DRX in that Pacific final. It wasn't looking good for them. It looked like it was going to be yet another DRX 3-0 blowout in a final over in Korea, and then they just managed to rally it back. They crushed them on Lotus. That one a little bit more unsurprising, but it was the follow-up maps that looked so very good for them. So they have what it takes.
Yeah, the crazy thing is you go back and you watch their vlogs. PRX YouTube, kind of banger, I'm not gonna lie. There's so many good content pieces on there, but the finals, when they're giving those pep talks in the back room, all of those players knew they were gonna win that series when they were down 0-2. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. They were so confident, like just one map at a time, we got this. You know, next map's Ascent, we got this map, we got this map. They're always confident. And that's the same thing I saw in EG yesterday.
Yeah, and as well, I think you see that parallel with Evil Geniuses too, because we heard from Potter that it was in that final map. It was her and Ethan that were talking to the team, like, hey, we've let this slip, but this is just a moment. Put it all out there, have fun, take the risks that win us games. And I think both of them have such incredible coaches and experienced leaders, even amongst all the young, new players to this global stage, that make them great in moments like this where the pressure's on.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how they're going to handle what's going to happen today. But for now, I'm going to send this back to Victoria and Doug. They got a special guest with them.
Thank you so much, Jinsu. What's it like in there? What are the vibes at the desk right now?
Is there water down here, y'all?
All right, thank you so much. We'll catch up with you later. We're standing by here with Shaz from G2 out on the gold carpet. Bro, what do you make of the vibes? What do you make of the scene right now?
Oh, it's incredible. First Valorant event in America, and it's just indescribable. There's so many people. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've been here since the beginning. You know, you were on the winning team when you were back with Sentinels, and you've seen it grow over the years. Like, what do you make of all this, and how much has grown?
Everything's scaled like exponentially. It's just gotten bigger. The fans, the teams, the scene itself, the competitive, like the high skill teams. It's insane. It's fun to watch.
And I have to ask, you know, I'm sure you watch PRX. You even played with them, and they have a no IGL style. It's kind of like multiple shout calls here. What do you make of that?
I think it's an exciting way to play. You know, you have 5 brains on a team. You want to utilize all of them in a way. I'm sure there's some sort of hierarchy or something set, but you know, if that's how they maximize their performance, it's the way to go.
Last question, then we'll let you go. I need predictions, bro.
Dude, you know, the PRX guys are all really wholesome, and I'd love to see Jing win. And then with EG, also like NA, so it's kind of tough. My heart is broken right now. Like, I don't know. I actually. EG, probably. EG.
I thought you were going to PR your way through that and then not answer, but I'm glad we got EG out of you at the end. Bro, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're going to let you go. Enjoy the rest of the show. Guys, we actually have 2 very special guests. You're good to go, brother. We have 2 very special guests who are going to be joining us as well. It's Waylon, COO of Esports at Riot Games, and Anna Donlan, executive producer of Valorant. Please come join us.
Hey, buddy.
It's so good to see you guys. What do you guys make of the vibes? I mean, what's it like here?
It is amazing vibes today. Like they put a bunch of makeup on me. I've been trying all day not to cry because it is like such overwhelmingly awesome vibes. I think the crowd is phenomenal. It is just, I don't know, it's perfect day. Perfect day.
And Waylon, you know, we've seen Valorant really grow into this incredible global game. I mean, I flew from Singapore just to be here with you guys. You know, but you had Brazil, Japan, Spain, and now China. And fans all over the world want their country to host the champions. I know we're all fighting for it, including us. Do you have any hints for the fans? You know, where next year might take place?
Yeah. You already talked to John, didn't he? Didn't he give any hints this time?
Give us the leaks. We want the leaks.
Not Los Angeles.
No, yeah, not Los Angeles. I mean, really though, it's just our honor to be able to really embrace fans everywhere, and like this community that's so global. You know, that's actually one of the most fun things I talk about with Anna is like, hey, where could we go with Leo and the team? Like, where can we have events like this and really celebrate the local culture of gamers and the shared love for Valorant? So no spoilers here, but do know that this is the kind of stuff that we're thrilled by, and we couldn't hope but bring something like this all around the world.
Chat, we tried. I'm sorry, we tried getting the leaks out of them. Anna, you're an LA native. You know, there's so much that has got to be really special for you being here, watching this come to birth at the historic Kia Forum of all places. I don't want to make you tear up, but I do want to get your thoughts. What's this like for you specifically?
I mean, on a personal level, like I mean, I tweeted about it yesterday too. It's like a dream for me, right? And for our team, like Riot's headquarters is in LA. I'm from LA. I went to my first concert. I've said it so many times. I went to my first concert at this venue, and like, I don't know, like Waylon and I met 3.5 years ago, more than that, 5.5 years ago, to talk about what we could do with this thing if players wanted it. And it was always about if they want it. And to be at home, to be surrounded by people who love something that we just work really hard to get right every day, I mean, it is, I don't know how, dream come true, I keep saying it, but it really is. I think this is like career high, this moment, and honestly.
If I can, like, if you recall, the game launched during COVID.
Yeah.
And like, it's really special for me to see all the devs that worked so hard to to make this such a special game. This is almost like their launch party, right? Of like celebrating, post fact of all their hard work, and just so thankful to all the devs out there watching on stream. Thank you very much for building a game that we could build this wonderful sport around.
The entire Val development team is here today in the arena, ready to watch the show. So it's their first time getting to go to a live event like this at this scale, and we couldn't be happier to have them here. And honestly, thank you to all of them, but honestly, really just thank you to all of our players for showing up, for making this as special. Like, this could not be as special as it is today if it weren't for all of you. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
I mean, we couldn't imagine the time, the effort, the heart, and the passion that goes into creating what you guys have created. So thank you from the community, from everyone who's watching at home. Thank you guys for what you've created. Without this, we wouldn't be here. So we're going to throw it to a quick break. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And our next guest needs no introduction. It's Tens. Welcome, Tens. You know, you've been here since the very beginning of VCT. How's it being here at the Kia Forum?
It's amazing. I went one of the matches, and just like the whole atmosphere, I mean, the stage is pretty sick, but the crowd is pretty awesome too. So definitely going to be a good match today, and hopefully it's going to be really fun to watch.
I have to ask, I'm sure you've heard about the new agent patch updates, the nerfs. How you feeling about that?
It's kind of like both ways. Like I definitely see some good in it because it's going to shake up the meta for sure, and what we're kind of like used to currently definitely will be changed up for the next year. So I'm hoping to see more Yoru, but yeah.
Are you willing to confirm in front of all these people watching right now that you're only going to play Yoru next year?
Yeah, no, confirmed.
Done? Sold?
You've heard it here.
All right, give me predictions, man. Who you got? You know I had to do you like this. You had to.
Man, they're so fun to watch, PRX.
My brain says PRX, but my heart says EG. I'm so torn.
All right, well.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know. I just like the PRX storyline, and also Jing like coming in, and this is going to be like his last event. I think the storyline just kind of set up for PRX to like go ham. And they're a team where they can win any match just because of how like skilled their players are and how much they trust each other and work together in such a unique way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tens. We're going to go back to the desk. Over to you.
Oh, I heckin' love Tens. What
Me
a
too.
W
Love
take
that
that was.
Base AF 10s,
Yes.
base.
Yeah. Yes. Let's
I love
go.
that. All right, PRX all the way.
What
Yeah,
a traitor.
I'm with him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Actual traitor.
I mean, he's got a point though. PRX, they're fun, they're explosive. Mimi, at this point, they're playing their own game, they're setting their own kind of standards and meta. What's not to love about PRX?
I mean, there's nothing really not to love about this team. I think the biggest thing that makes them so cool is their style. I think they're the most unique team that we've seen in the VC.
All of these little tricks across all of the maps. Forsaken looking under the turret legs. Like, there's so many crazy things this team does that I've never seen any other team do. They are definitely the most fun team to watch.
Yeah. And as you guys heard it, they're from Tens. He's rooting for them a little bit because Jing, he's going to be stepping away after today, no matter what happens. Seth, this could potentially be the last time we see him. Maybe not ever, but definitely for a while. As you guys can see from his tweet, he said grand final stage. And my last match, see you all on stage soon. It's so hard to root against this. We want him to lift a trophy before he goes.
I mean, absolutely. It's such a heartbreaking prospect knowing that this is going to be his last match for the foreseeable future. And
that word on an analyst desk before, but this kid is so nice. He's such a good person. And when you watch him play, you're like, there's no way that's the same person.
He's completely two-faced in that regard. It's just a different guy when he's in the lobby. This is the guy who's blast packing into my face and just shooting me.
Exactly.
Just taking these awkward timings, pushing through smokes with no extra util, backing him up, no flash to try to get him in, and he just killed me.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's an absolute demon when it comes down to that, but he is a sweetheart. He is somebody that's going to be very sorely missed in the scene.
Yeah, I mean, we can't speak about Jing without talking about the dynamic duo of Jing and Forsaken. They've been added from day one. Mimi, they're joined at the hits, but also Forsaken, what a development it has been for him as well this year.
Yeah, we talked about how crazy the story was for EG and their development, but let's remember that PRX, the core of this team, has also been together for a long time. Last time they were in a finals was at Masters Copenhagen, and you see back then, he was playing mostly duelist roles. He's locking in things like the Yoru, things like the Neon, things like the Jet. That was the last time they were in a finals. That was more than a year ago at this point, but now he's developed into the guy who's really coming up with a lot of these util combos you were talking about, Sean. The guy who's flexing between so many different agents. He's played 17 across his career, and this year it's been a completely stylistic shift to helping with the IGLing, being a more supportive player. And he's still putting up insane numbers even on these new rules.
Yeah, I think he's been the most impactful player on this PRX team throughout this run at this tournament. You saw the 4 agents that he played. It's not just those agents. Not that he's playing a supportive role. He's doing it in ways that I've never seen anyone else do. So he's putting a lot of thought into server-side time, creating new harbor util that no one else is using. And like you said, he's played 17 of the 22 agents in maps. I have never seen a stat like that for any other player.
Not at this level.
That's
like
crazy.
He plays it all to this level.
Yes.
First deadlock today, map 5. Down to the wire. Locks it in.
PRX, you never know.
It's actually the only agent we haven't seen. It's actually kind of tragic.
Yeah, I mean, and also Yoru, you know, maybe it's the time for him to whip it out if Ethan is going to do it as well. But first, let's check in on our MasterCard fan poll and see who you guys at home think is going to win.
That's what we like to see.
And it is overwhelmingly PRX. Fans are here in the forum right now. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys agree PRX taking it?
It seems like a lot of them do.
I don't think that's a lot. Guys, do you think EG is going to win today?
Oh, all right.
Oh, man, that's so many people that are going to be disappointed in a couple hours.
Oh my goodness.
You're saying that in NA. You better go back to Korea, buddy. These guys are
I happily will.
Can we boo this man?
No, don't boo him. Don't boo him.
Boo him again.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
Not even loud enough to hear.
Honestly, I feel like here they want EG to win. On Twitter, they want PRX, but I want to know what Victoria and Doug think, you guys. Who are you rooting for? Who are you backing? I take that as PRX.
Yeah, Jessica, tell us, how is the energy in there? We're out here, we can see people starting to like flow into the stadium.
Well,
yeah.
We're supposed to be able to hear you too. I'm sorry, we can't hear you. Again, but whatever you're saying, I'm sure it's really profound. I'm sure the vibes in there are absolutely incredible. We're actually going to have 2 special guests join us right now on the stage. It's Mako and Sax from DRX. Gentlemen, please come out here. And of course, we're also going to have Jen, who's going to be helping us out with translations. I think right off the bat, fellas, what do you make of the vibes? What do you make of the energy out here this morning?
분위기 어떤 것 같아요?
일단은 뭐 많은 관객분들이 찾아와 주셔가지고 아마 결승전은 되게 환호성과 함께 재미있을 거라고 예상이 됩니다.
We have a lot of fans here, so of course it's going to be super high vibe energy, and I think it's going to be super fun.
Yeah, I mean, you won Controller of the Year for Pacific, and Stax got IGL of the Year for Pacific. Mako, you know, you really are known as one of the greatest controllers, honestly, not just in Pacific, but like a lot of VCT. Do you have any tips for, you know, what makes a really good controller, you know, for aspiring players out there?
제가 유일하게 드릴 수 있는 팁은
The only tip that I can give you.
이 유니폼을 사신다면 보너스 스탯이 적용할 겁니다.
Get this at drx.com. It will boost your performance.
Stax, I want to get your thoughts on something that, because you know, if you think about your career across international VCT, you've often been involved in some very iconic moments. I think about the mouse kiss. I think about the fried chicken bit with BCJ from so long ago. What do you make of this new era of players and teams that are leaning into the body shooting and the trash talk and the drawing across the stage, things like that?
네, 그것도 이제 저는 개인적인 이제 존중으로 이제 조금 재밌게 보고 있습니다.
I think it's just fun. I think of it as personally, it's like a a way of showing respect in my perspective.
I have to ask too, PRX, who are in the grand finals, and DRX, you guys have collaborations. They're known as like your brothers over in Pacific. Do you have any words that you want to say for them? Any well wishes? Or not?
일단은 진짜 굉장히 좋은 친구들이고요. 진짜 결승전을 이렇게 힘들게 올라온 만큼 진짜 후회 없이 경기를 임했으면 좋겠고요. 진짜 많이 응원하고 있을 테니까 화이팅 하면 좋겠습니다.
Of course, they're just like our real brothers, the real brethren, I guess. And I'm rooting for them, supporting them all the way. So I hope they leave nothing behind, no regrets, and have a great game.
That was so wholesome. That was so wholesome. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to let you guys go and get into the show because I'm sure we're starting very soon. And we actually have another guest who's going to be joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Come on out here, Josh.
Well,
hey,
I'm
dude,
be
thank
the
you.
next great controller. But hello, Josh.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much for joining us again. The head coach of the Guard. They just won Ascension. Bro, I want to start with the vibes of the venue, how everything has felt to you. You've been here for a little bit. You've been hanging out in the Fan Fest. What has been your impression of the morning so far?
Crowded, hot, but it's been amazing. The venue looks amazing right now, and I've been enjoying my time here for sure.
And I have to ask, going into the main leagues next year, what are your thoughts, watching all of this? You must be so excited to be part of this.
Yeah, the level of play is like enormously high. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from both the teams right now in the grand finals. I just can't wait to show my players off to the biggest stage,
This has been a bit of a controversial topic. I think there have been mixed opinions on it. I'd love to get your thoughts. The new patch, there have been a lot of changes. Some people feel very strongly about them. What are your thoughts on the new patch?
It's hard to tell without actually playing. I think Jet definitely will have a lower playing time. I think Raze will go up a little bit. But beyond that, it's really hard to see all the interactions and the second or third order effects of what's going to happen. So many changes. It's hard to know.
And we also have to ask predictions.
Predictions. Oh, shoot. Heart says PRX. Brain says EG. But I kind of have to root for my boys at EG. Go America.
That's really interesting. Most people have said it the other way around.
Yeah.
They're like, heart says PRX. Heart says EG, but brain says PRX. So that's very interesting take.
I mean, it's been torn for a lot of people we've talked to. Dude, thank you so much for joining us on the Go to Carpet. We're going to let you go in, enjoy the show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to talk about the home crowd favorites, Evil Geniuses. Of course, they took down Loud. There we go. They would give it up, guys. They took down Loud yesterday in a great best of 5 as well. And Ethan spoke a little bit about what that process was like and how they managed to take them down. We have a quote here from him. He said, on Split, I think Loud were in control for most part. Up until the end. Then on Bind, I told them to all come back and dig deep and use every little bit of energy you have left. And he also spoke a little bit about the fact that Mimi, that they felt like despite the possibility of Loud reverse sweeping them, they were in control.
Yeah, he believed that the whole way through. And Ethan is going to be the most experienced player on that stage today. He's played in arenas before in front of massive crowds, and the rest of his team is still young and new to this. In the press conference the other day, boosting
brought in the veteran presence, like you said, and that's part of the reason why you watch Ethan in these clutches or you watch him in map 5. He's the one making the key plays. He's the one really keeping everyone together. His util remains on point and everyone can stay calm in those moments.
Yeah, I think the util is the biggest part because we did see, especially at the beginning of that PRX series just a couple days ago, not putting up the numbers that we were used to seeing as far as the fragging department is concerned, but he continues to be absolutely excellent at just raking in all of these assists. He is constantly layering in this util to assist in Demon 1's entries, to assist in Jogamo, if he's going to be the one going out on that race. It has been absolutely gorgeous to see. I mean, he picked up, what, like 60-something assists just yesterday?
It was just
crazy. Nutty from him. So that is something that he needs to continue to do if they want to find success today.
Yeah, let's talk about Demon 1 here, or more like Demon 101, because he broke a record yesterday for the most kills in international best of 5. Mimi, coming into this, we had questions. Is he going to be on form or not? And the question is, he is.
And by the way, he beat his own record for the best performance in a global match there, from 99 to 101. This guy's been insane. He's the guy who came in the middle of the season, helped them get here through Americas, and has continued to step up here at Champions, in the playoffs especially.
Yeah, you guys mentioned it already, but Calm, Sean, in those clutches, I've never seen him lose any.
He's crazy. In the clutch, it feels like he's always behind his opponent, and his opponent has no idea. He's won 1v2s left and right throughout this playoff bracket. And it's not even the most impressive part of his game, if I'm being honest. His most impressive part is his actual utility next to Ethan.
But he's also winning 32% of the clutches this
it's unreal.
Which is insane. And that's unreal. Double what he was doing in Americas and at Tokyo, where he was already an insane clutch player.
Yeah, I mean, his util is on point. The way that he loves to just herd people into position for him to just take advantage, the Odin spray from this very position, the constant success that he gets when he's pulling out these Hunter's Furies, it's just fantastic to see. But his moment-to-moment, that millisecond decision-making that we see from him as well is just fantastic. The swap over to the Classic when he's trying to hold down in boats, gets that kill. That knife that he got onto, Buzz on Fracture. Those very minute little decisions that he has to make moment after moment. He is so good in that. And that's why he's able to get himself into perfect position to come up with those clutches, to lurk around into that ascent heaven, to be able to just backstab 2 players on PRX.
Yeah.
Every decision that he makes is just spot on.
Especially the Hunter's Fury. The Hunter's Fury, he's missed 0. I'm pretty sure that's why he has a 0 in his name. Like, he literally has missed 0 Hunter's Furies so far this event. It's insane.
Yeah,
I saw 1.
We'll see if he can keep it up today. We will see. But this event is all about our community, and the Riot Games Social Impact Fund wants to help it grow. We're teaming up with the non-profit Donors Choose to support the middle and high school teachers that are out there inspiring the next generation of game developers and esports professionals. If you donate to one of the many gaming and esports focused projects, Riot Games will match your donation until we reach our goal of $200,000. And on top of that, Riot is fully funding all projects on the Playform in California. And it's time for us to go to Map Select and see which maps we're going to get for this Grand Finals.
Welcome back to VALORANT Champions here at the Golden Carpet. We've got something a little special for you guys. Yes, the main course is yet to come, but we're going to give you guys a little appetizer via Map Select right here, right now, live. Victoria, take it away.
All right, first of all, congratulations to you both. Seriously,
biggest event of the year, and you both made it. So big congrats, and we will jump right in. PRX, you came from upper bracket, you are a higher seed. Team A or Team B?
Team A.
Team A.
Team A.
So EG, you will be Team B. So we will start. PRX, you do get both bans as a result of coming from upper bracket. So what would your first ban be?
We ban Haven and Fracture.
Haven and Fracture.
As predicted.
And then map number 1.
Split.
Split. EG, side on split.
Take defense, please.
Defense. And map number 2.
Ascent.
Ascent. PRX, side on Ascent.
Attack.
Attack. And map number 3 from PRX, you have Bind, Lotus, and Pearl.
We pick Bind.
Bind. And EG, side on Bind.
Defense, please.
Defense. And EG, map number 4, you have Lotus and Pearl.
The discussion. Kami talk to.
What are we gonna eat? What are we gonna eat?
You know they can hear it.
Lotus for map number 4. PRX, side on Lotus.
Attack.
Attack. And map number 5 by default will be Pearl. EG, side on Pearl.
Defense, please.
Defense. All right, let's run back through this, make sure we're all set for grand finals. PRX came in with both bans. It's Haven and Fracture. Map number 1 is Split with EG on defense. Map number 2 is Ascent with PRX on attack. Map number 3 is Bind with EG on defense. Map number 4 is Lotus with PRX on attack. Map number 5, Decider, is Pearl with EG on defense. Good? All right. Good luck to you both.
Thank you.
Let's get it.
Go.
Oh, that is a juicy, juicy map pool, but also good to see CGRS as well.
Yeah, good to see him in the mixer
Yeah.
for a moment. I don't think this should be surprising. Potter was talking yesterday in the press conference about how she thought it was going to be those two maps, Haven and Fracture ban. It's the same exact pool that EG played in the lower finals against Loud, but I think that double ban advantage could be huge because Fracture, the best map for EG, and Haven, PaperX never likes to play that.
I love how PaperX approached this veto. They went straight for the hurt knee, like a fighter almost, right? Going after Split. That's where EG is 0-2. That's their weak point of their map pool. Map 3, Bind. We saw EG struggle a little bit on Bind, and they saved Pearl for last. That's a map PRX is 5-0 on in this tournament. You would say it's their best map, and they're saving it for last.
5-0 on it, but it was one that EG let slip away from them. They
Yes.
were on the cusp of being able to close that one out. It was 11-6, the advantage that they had, and then it went into overtime. So
True.
if it gets there, both of these teams you would suspect are looking to improve on those weaknesses that we did see in that series. The Ascent that got away from PaperX, the Pearl that ended up getting away from the side of EG. So I think that this is going to be a bloodbath, and like we were saying before, I think it's going to be a 5-mapper.
Yeah, we've seen today's maps, but it's time to get a glimpse of the future. Let's get our first look at Valorant's newest map. There we go.
I was blind. Kingdom. They said they were making the world better. Safer. Bullshit.
Vista. This is what they've been after.
You three, shut it down. Reyna, on me.
Yo, Wings. It kind of looks like you.
It's encrypted. Identification needed. Wait. Can I, borrow this? What? It's just a thumb.
Oh, du kommer til å kaste oss ut av system. We have to shut it down now. Damn it! Ugh.
Wait.
the only way. Are you sure? What if you can't come back? What if you can't come back? Come on! Just trust us! Wings is different! You got this! I love you, little man!
Kingdom was a distraction. Fumbling in the dark. Grasping for something to stop the bleeding. But the truth is, our world will never be safe until we deal with the real enemy.
Touching down at Alpha Radionite location.
Them.
That is right, everybody. Sunset is going to be coming to VALORANT Seth, the latest map of the game. What did you make of that?
I love it. I mean, you know, we have to see a little bit more. I can't wait to get my hands on it, dive into this one, and see how everything's going to be playing out, what kind of angles you got to play around. But I mean, we just continue to do excellent jobs when it comes down to these trailers. You hear the crowd going absolutely wild when they thought Wingman was going to sack himself, but of course they're not going to kill him off.
No, and yeah, the map is just absolutely gorgeous. It's literally like a work of art. You look around the map, it feels and looks exactly like Los Angeles. And the way the map is designed, I think this is going to be one of the best maps in the pool. I'm going to be quite real with you, Yinsu. I played it on like Wednesday, and it's insane. It's a gorgeous map, and it plays really well. It's a map that
What's the meta? What's the meta, Sean? Set us the meta.
There's going to be a lot of mid control. I mean, it's a map where there's no gimmicks involved, and there's a heavy mid, there's 2 sites, and the sites are perfectly designed. It's a great map.
High praise.
Yeah, the vibe from seeing it almost feels like it's like another Ascent, like another just like good, honest map that is going to be super consistent. I'm just always excited to see what the teams, what the players can cook up with to try and figure out this new map once it's released.
It's going to be a Yoru map, you think?
Every map's a Yoru
For
map.
Sean, every map.
Come on, every map. Give him a buff though.
Yeah,
no maps are your map.
I need you to give me the leaks here. Like, what agents should people be playing on here? What would you suggest?
I think you can get away with a lot. I think double controller will be pretty strong, like on most maps lately. But Breach looks like could have a lot of impact. There's low ceiling, so honestly, even a Gecko could fly. Like you could do a lot of cool stuff on this map. We're gonna see a lot of agent diversity.
Well, I can't wait to see that. We are taking a quick break here, but after we will talk to Riot Games' co-founders Mark Merrill and Brandon Beck. So do not miss it. More Champions Los Angeles will be back right after this.
I mean, you kind of dream about it as a possibility, but you know, it feels so remote and distant. So yeah, we're kind of pinching ourselves.
Do you have any additional thoughts on that?
You know, we always hope that the game will earn the respect and appreciation of an audience, and you know, it's just incredible to see, and it's incredible to have it here in LA in our backyard.
I'd love to get both of your thoughts on this. I think you guys have seen how the game has grown and the sport has grown to such tremendous heights in such a concentrated period of time. What's it like to watch this game create such a welcoming space and such like a big community for anybody and everybody that could possibly want to be involved?
You know, I think it's a great testament to what Riot's all about. You know, our goal as a company and as devs is we're trying to make it better to be a player. And there's so many different ways that that can manifest. And, you know, but it's you never know, right? It's always...
Long ago, it was just an idea. After the League IP, how did the process of, you know, sparking Valorant come about?
Yeah, look, I think when we start a game, there's always a passionate group of people that are deep fans of the genre and the experience. And, you know, when we started the project, League was the only game we ever made, so we'd never made a shooter before. But a ton of us were big TAC shooter fans and had inspiration from games that we've played our whole lives, like Counter-Strike, and wanted to, you know, take a crack at building something in the space that we love so much, and so you got a bunch of talented people that came together with that dream and a passion for things that they wanted to add to the experience and genre.
Now I do have to ask you, any final thoughts before we go into, you know, the greatest show of this year?
Oh, I mean, just ready to have fun. Like we're stoked to be fans and sit in the audience and cheer, and hopefully have a great match.
I want to put you guys on the spot, right? I'm going to ask you to give me a glance into the future, right? How do you see the future 5 years down the road, maybe? What do you see as the future for Valorant and for Riot as a company in particular?
So, you know, we really believe Valorant's just getting started. And, you know, there's a ton of cool ideas that the team has, a lot of features we're working on, a lot of content, different ways to expand and evolve, not only the game, but the franchise. And there's a lot of cool things that we have cooking at Riot. So, you know, Arcane Season 2 is going to be really exciting. You know, we got other great games in the pipe. You know, League has a bunch of momentum with Arena Mode and the cool Soul Fighter event that we just did. And TFT is, you know, something that millions of people around the world are loving. And there's awesome events that are coming up to sort of keep growing the TFT scene. And we just announced Project L, which is our fighting game, you know, over at EVO. And we're really excited about that. So. And there's a ton of stuff in the pipe we can't talk about either, but there's just always cool things that are cooking at Riot. So always just trying to figure out ways to add value to players out there and hope that we can do justice to their incredibly high expectations.
Well, I think I can speak for everyone who's listening and everyone who's watching who's a fan of Riot Games when I say I'm very excited for the future of Riot, very excited for the future of Valorant. Gentlemen, thank you so much for the time. We're going to let you guys go. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the opening ceremony. It's been a blast. And that's actually going to do it for us here at the Golden Carpet. It's been so much fun. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to throw it to the desk one last time for closing thoughts before the grand finals begin.
Thank you very much, Doug and Victoria. We have come such a long way. You guys heard them talk about the beginning of Valorant, but this is going to be the third Grand Finals of Champions. Sean, we are going to have a win to Ascend before, a win to Loud, but who's going to take it today?
I've been telling people all day PRX is going to win this series, but I'm flipping the script, actually. After seeing the veto, thinking how this is going to go, I think we're going to go to the 5th map. I think it's going to go Pearl, and I think EG is going to play double initiator and win this series.
Woo.
Okay.
The crowd likes that one. The crowd likes that one.
They did.
All right,
I
Seth,
think,
what you got?
I think that there's not going to be much surprise as far as my opinions on this matchup. Bustio said that China would never be better than North America, but he didn't mention anything about Indonesia, about Singapore, about Malaysia, about Russia. PRX are going to come out here. They're going to W Key Gaming all over this North American squad. They're going to send them home packing, and they're going to be lifting that trophy as the first Pacific champion.
I don't know if you can go home if you're already in front of a home crowd here, guys. Evil
Walk down the
Geniuses are comfortable here. They have come so far to this moment in the grand finals of Champions, and I think this is the moment where EG is ready. I believe that EG is going to take this one home.
Okay, I'm going to balance this out. You both went for EG. I'm with you here, Seth. I'm with you. I think Jing's last tournament, they've never lifted a trophy before. They came close at Copenhagen. With something in the squad right now, it just feels like their time. They came through the upper bracket. They got the ban advantage. I'm with you, Seth. I believe in them, and it's time to get this started. It is PRX versus Evil Geniuses in a best-of-5 series for the crown. One last series to end the year here in LA, and it's time for the VALORANT Champions Grand Finals to start. Everyone, give it up!
I don't know what you've been told, but I'd be insane not to play my role. Yeah, I know I can break a fall, the stakes are low. Know that I got a hand that I can laser. No matter when, or I'll protect you. Call on me, you will never. Greater than 1, but 5 is better. Know that I got a hand that I can laser. No matter when, or I'll protect you. Call on me, you will never. Greater than 1, but 5 is better. Oh, you think you tough, huh? I did that so lightly. You could keep on looking, but can't find nobody.
Where you been? I'm back, let's bump that. Got a phantom in my hand, I'll clutch that. Got an agent on flank, got a loop back. Shall we send my arm down with the 5-star? Where we been? I don't know, going downtown. Got the city lights, searing like a ghost town. Got the butterflies, having all spooked out. Cause we got radiant nature, better bow down. Whoa, you from a nigga with the no. I'm with the alpha and you know. Don't make that ticket spike sound. Put that away, you'll hurt yourself. Be an anchor, let it all come your way. We got plenty for you, boy. Just say we got sheriffs, no sorry eyed boys. Get the venom, had gone to the venom world. Who's there? Know this? When my back's against another spike drop. Overheated, but I love to lock and load. I hear the echo, I hear the echo. Bang, bang, run it back. Team with the rush attack, all day. Enough with the chit chat, steady with the one tap. I'ma set it up, just wait. Oh, era una mea con la oh no. Porque la alfa soy yo, go. Vete, vuelve cuando no estoy y así desapareció. Oh, como pienso que no traigo la peña, la de shut pelo. Llama chatarrero que se bate rico de lo que dejaré de ti por el suelo. When my back's against the wall, all the mirrors will dissolve. Bring the heat and bring it on. Watch me ignite it. We're from different worlds. Mirror, mirror, eyes. Can you feel the burn? Watch me ignite it.
Now there's only one thing I can do. Fight until the end like I promised to. Wishing there was something left to lose. This could be the day I die for you. What do you see before it's over? Blinding flashes getting closer. Wish that I had something left to lose. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. I need to keep you around with my feet tied, with my feet tied to the ground. The end's nowhere to be found. I don't know why you don't leave me to drown. Oh, don't know where to go unless you say. Don't know what to do unless you stay. Thinking that today will be our day again. Why am I playing with time as it's ticking away? It's ticking away, away. I'm asking why we run for our lives, not a second to waste. It's ticking away, away, away.
Let's get it. Win it, lose it, either way and there. Got an attitude, I'm out the roof up in the air. This round I make it count, yeah, I'm talking right now. Feel, let it come back, kid, got no time to spare. Whoa, double up the score, turn a 2 to a 4. You know I win it like, gotta win one more. On a hot street, never gets old. Solo with the ace, so my team went gold.
Why am I playing with time as it's ticking away? It's ticking away, away. I'm asking why we run for our lives, not a second to waste. It's ticking away, away, away.
LA, make some noise!
Ticking away, away. I'll give it one more try. I don't know why, but I keep coming back every time. I want it more than my life. I don't know why, but it feels so right. Why am I playing with time as it's ticking away? It's ticking away, away. I'm asking why we run for our lives, not a second to waste. It's ticking away, away, away.
It's insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the VALORANT Champions Grand Finals! Now I have one question for you. Are you ready? No, 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 I think we can do it better. I want to hear you loud and proud. Are you ready? Let's welcome your two finalists, Evil Geniuses and PRX. First up, it's Jing! Giacomo! Mind Freak! Ethan! Forsaken! And Demon One! Coach Alex! And Potter!
Just I don't know what's like waiting in front of my life, but I just wanted to give it my all, like really all, so I wouldn't have any regrets.
Jing holds the line. Jing, and the transfer comes in. The defuse is there, and we are not done yet.
Everything was like surreal. I would have never I expected to be in the grand finals of a Champions.
It feels so impossible sometimes just to play rounds against them.
You have performances like that. What does that do to the spirit of the team from having lost such a close game?
It's just always like a humbling experience. But this year has been about second chances. No one expected us to be here. This year, and we've always made sure we take full advantage of that opportunity.
Copenhagen, it was like our peak. There was a world where we actually won the grand finals. Champions, we bombed out, we didn't even get into playoffs. Lock-in, we lost first round. It was like rock bottom. It was like a really big moment for all of us, so I think all of us really woke up.
We went from a team everyone counted as down and out, and we became one of the best teams in the world. But there's always something to be better at. So like, having that sort of support behind me is just like undescribable.
Before I joined PRX, I was like really quiet and I was always like just doing my own thing. But now, I don't know, I just feel like I've grown a lot to become like a better person now.
Has been together for so long, but that big global trophy has always eluded them. But you gotta think this time around, this is their chance.
It's more than just trophies. Like we need to grow up as good people, and we need to just have as much fun as we can.
It took a lot to get to where we are, so I want to be known as a hard-working team. But be free and have fun. That's what we're gonna need to win the grand finals.
My heart and soul, I wear my heart on my sleeve no matter what, and I'm gonna give it my everything to beat PRX.
If this is my real last tournament and I never come back, I'm just proud of everyone in my team for going through this journey with me. I hope the fans just remember like this era of PRX. But if I win, I think it will be a really great ending for me.
The rest is history.
Just one more series to close out the year. History is going to be made no matter what happens. EG or PRX will lift their first ever global trophy right here in the Kia Forum. And Mimi, you saw it in the trailer. You see what it means to the both of them. It is going to be a crazy and emotional series.
Both these teams have had a core that have been together for years, that have been grinding it out regionally, waiting for an opportunity. They've both been in a final before, had an opportunity to win a global trophy, but it eluded both these teams. And it's one more chance this year. It's the last game for Jing with this iteration of PRX, and it's EG's last chance to complete their Cinderella run, to go from that team that no one expected to do anything to a team who could be the world champions.
That's the thing, it's the largest stage to try to get it done. That much more pressure, that much larger of an audience, that much more pomp and circumstance to get themselves up here onto this stage, into this moment. I can't imagine the pressure that these players have to be feeling coming into this one right now. We know that these are both teams that love to say it's all about having fun. We want to go up there, we want to have those good vibes. We want to just have fun and not let the pressure seep in. But you of all people know, Sean, that is not impossible to lock out. You can't block everything.
No, and that's why they took that team huddle. Both of these teams, so much similarities, right? The coach having so much control over the team, the innovation we're seeing out of both of them. They both brought in star duelists in the middle of their seasons. The similarities are honestly, you can't stop. These teams are so alike.
Yeah, let's talk about those two coaches, because you guys heard that when Alex and Potter walked out to this crowd, the cheers, the love that they received. I mean, for Potter especially, both of them used to play on the teams they currently coach, but a lot of people doubted her, Mimi. A lot of people criticized her, but she's answered back and she's proved why she's one of the best.
EG is now the team leading the meta in a lot of ways in this game. They are one of the best in the world, and Potter has been there since the beginning. She was playing on this team, like you mentioned, when EG was first signed, and she's been there, has made the hard choices, dedicated to cutting BCJ, to picking up Demon 1, to taking all these risks to get this team to the position they're in now. But it's the same case for the other side. Alex has had to make those tough decisions too.
Exactly. Alex has had to make all those same exact decisions, right? Getting rid of Bankai. That's the in-game leader of your team. You replace it with a star duelist.
A fan favorite too, yeah.
Yeah, and you let this star player take a duelist role over someone like Forsaken. I mean, that is a crazy decision that he made at that time, but look where he is now. He was so confident. And in addition to all that, they bring a stand-in Gecko in Tokyo and then still place third. I can't praise these two coaches enough, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they both have very similar styles, or at least very similar results when it comes down to trying to calm down their players and get them refocused on the game. Obviously, Alex a bit more emotive compared to Potter, who's widely just sitting there going, nice, and everything like that. Alex is slamming the desk. He's getting frustrated when they're not doing everything perfectly, but he knows how to slow things down. He knows how to pull them aside. I mean, there's a famous clip of him just taking something and saying, I want you to turn your brain off. And then he went into the very next round, and they just swept the rest of that series. That is that connection that you have as a coach to your players that every single team would love to have.
Yes, and that's a strategic coach telling his player, go out there swinging, right? I want you playing a grindy style that the other team is not ready for. You have the skill. And I see that same stuff when I watch Potter. That's what makes these teams so amazing, is the coaches know how to innovate. They know how to create set plays, but they're also willing to relinquish all that control and give it back to the players.
Yeah, and I think for both these teams, it's that recovery aspect. It's coming back from so many doubts, from such bad starts to the year, to now making it here. Boostio in the press conference the other day said that people might think that they're the villains, but that they've lost a lot. They got used to it. 2021, 2022, they did nothing but losing. But he said that being here in the grand finals of champions, going on this run with teammates, with the coach he's been with for years, it's a dream come true for him, especially in front of this crowd here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, the crowd, they're always behind EG every step of the way. But let's talk about the star players as well on each side. We got Demon 1 and something, yes, he missed out at Tokyo, but he could potentially lift a trophy in his first ever global event without losing a single series set.
I mean, it would be nuts to just become a Royal Roader right off the rip, come into this thing as somebody who's playing around Japan, dominating, and then make the run all the way to grabbing that trophy. But Demon 1 would be a very similar story, obviously, on the opposite side. Both of these guys have had such explosive impact from the moment that they joined into their rosters. It's unprecedented how much of a different look we've seen from both of these squads. But you heard it from Jing there in the video ahead of this, saying we felt like we were just in a pit. We were at our rock bottom after our losses at Lock-In, at Champions last year. They weren't that team that hit their stride at Copenhagen, that made it to a grand finals. They were in a slump, and the addition of Demon 1 as well as something has just reinvigorated and reinvented both teams.
Really has, and yeah, they're both rookies. I mean, I feel like this final is for Rookie of the Year and the Champions title right now, which is absurd that these two teams have such impactful rookies. The fact that Demon 1 played Brimstone, played Astra throughout this run, in addition to these Star Duelist roles, he's been noticing he doesn't even like using the Operator, despite probably being the best one in our region right now. He is a very special player that Potter just somehow knew to bring into this team.
And what's insane as well is that every single global tournament, we talk about history, we talk about going back for those first two champions, every Masters tournament before this, they were always just sitting at home, watching, aspiring to be there, to have that opportunity. I don't think either of them could have imagined they would be here this year. They get picked up part way through the season, join their team, and both of them go on this incredible run to make it here to the grand final for both of them in their rookie year.
Yeah, and they get to do it in front of this crowd. Yes, it is the home crowd for EG, but throughout this tournament, every single time PRX have played, Seth, we've seen the fans turn up. We've seen them here with their jerseys, with their signs. They love this PRX team. I feel like just as much as they maybe love the EG side too.
It's a team that is very difficult to dislike. I think that even though if you have people who are out here holding up signs for EG, they'll probably admit like, yeah, I'm a PRX fan as well. Like, this is a squad that you just cannot hate. And a lot of that did start with Ben Kai, the former IGL, the guy who had the goofy walkouts that was always in the content videos and whatnot, just kind of leading the charge for the squad. He's gone, but that love has remained because the rest of this team, even with the addition of something, is still just as lovable.
I mean, they really are the most lovable team in the scene, right? It's impossible to dislike PRX. How they play the game, it's so refreshing. And if you talk to the players, they create everything on their own. They copy zero tactics from other teams. That's very atypical in the pro scene. Most people aren't trying to reinvent the wheel. They just kind of copy it and move things around. That's what EG does. Yeah, PRX is not that team at all. That's why we see the Harv Arena. That's why we see these crazy comps come out of them. And it's so refreshing to see a team like that succeed.
And that's why this match is so difficult for EG. We've seen these two teams play up against each other before, but I think PRX is the hardest team to prepare for, period, because they are the squad that it's not always the same thing. It's not always a meta comp. It's built on their flexibility, their ability to come up with incredible plays on the fly. So this is where the pressure is on for Boostio, for Potter, the leadership of Evil Geniuses, to find the right read, to be able to counter this PRX team that no one has been able to shut down at Champions thus far.
Yeah, Boostio himself, he spoke about this as well. He was not super happy about facing off against PRX again. Here's what he had to say after their last match. It feels impossible sometimes just to play around against them. And honestly, it's not fun to play against them. But the thing is, if there was any team that could maybe take them down, any team with a prep, any team with a mental resilience, right now, Sean, in this moment, it's probably Boostio and EG.
Yeah, it's Boostio and Potter. That tandem right there has put together some incredible anti-strat gameplays over the course of this year. Not even looking at this tournament, the whole year. That's just how they operate. But playing PRX, and he says it there, it's a different beast. You can prep all you want until you're in that server and you get punched in the face. There is no team. I know EG has that B team. They scrim against B teams. They're one of the only teams in the entire scene that has a 10-person roster that they can scrim against the secondary team and play the comp. But that's not playing against Jing, Forsaken.
Sure.
It's not the same thing.
A very different beast. But I mean, this does go both ways because PRX, how do you prepare for an EG squad that is so good at mid-round pivoting, at making decisions on the fly, that have just fantastic decision-making moment over moment. And we saw it time and time again from Calm. Just being able to just lurk into this back lines. They have to keep it ingrained in their brains. If you have not seen Calm, he's behind you. If they can memorize that, then they have a very good shot of shutting him down. But he's so good at slipping the net and striking when it's least expected.
The clutches are what have defined so many of these series for EG. They said they were a team of second chances, of capitalizing upon those opportunities when they're given them. They lost last time versus PRX. They let the game slip. It was in their control. This is their chance for redemption. And for both these teams, it really is going to be a battle of the mental. Something is talked about how in some of the earlier matches of this tournament, he was shaking in the first few rounds. He needed a timeout from Alex to calm him down, to get him focused. There is so much pressure on these guys, and they can see in the middle of the stage that trophy, and only one of them can lift it.
Yeah, I mean, they've both been in this position before in front of that trophy, and they both lost out. But let's talk about the actual maps here. The 5 maps that we could potentially see starting with splits. Do you guys feel like this is a case of whoever starts off fast and get on the board is just going to take this in a sweep, or are we looking at a marathon?
I think we're all in agreement that this is going to be a marathon. Yes. Both teams have proven that they have the mental resilience to not get swept, to be able to fight back. PRX we're the first ones to pull off that reverse sweep to begin with. Split on the horizon, I do expect that this is going to be very PRX favor, just given that EG haven't quite really figured things out in this map, but we'll see if they've made any changes.
Well, we were going to see right here, right now, in the Prime Gaming Agent Select, and here it is.
Yes, they have.
They have.
Wow, they put Demon on the Jet, Yinsu. I love it. They went back to their double duelist they were running before in VCT Americas. This is a comp they're great at. Demon 1 had been playing Astra throughout this tournament. They had a 28% win rate on the defensive half. They're looking to turn that around.
And versus Loud, we saw that chamber composition get exploited. did. This is the comp that helped EG go on their run in Americas. They're excellent at it. You get Jajimo, one of the best Raze players in the world, versus Jing. I think they're the two best in the world, and what a matchup to start us on.
I mean, we just have mirrored composition across the board between these two squads. It's going to come down to who pilots this the best. Obviously, EG with a little pivot. How warmed up are they going to be on this? I think there's still going to be some comfort there, so still some concerns for PRX, but this is what they have been running for quite some time. For Jing, though, this is the final ride. This is the last dance. One more chance to try to lift the trophy. Can they start with the right foot forward and get this win here on Split?
The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. The agents are locked in and we are ready for map 1 of the grand finals between EG and PRX. And we got 2 of the very best to take you guys through this Kia Forum. Give a warm welcome to Pansy and Hypok.
What a beautiful day for what could be some of the best fucking Valorant we have ever seen. This final is nuts. PRX, last chance to dance form, right? Jing about to have to step away, but he could leave his mark in the scene. And EG, the ultimate Cinderellas.
Absolutely, and actually an opportunity to really capture the villain arc. Deny Jing the final exit in Valorant with a trophy in hand. I mean, what an absolute spectacle we have here today. I can't wait to get things started here, Lauren.
And it all starts on Split. The thorn in the side for EG. It's not looked good this event. But they've changed, they've adjusted, they've come in with a different comp, and we are right into things. No messing around. It'll be PRX on the attack, EG on the defense. And this is going to be a marathon of a game.
Initial tag comes through. Actually, Boostio going to be a little bit of damage here, but gets healed up. Actually sits inside the Cloudburst. Going to take down one before Forsaken trades out.
Yeah, so far so good. They've still kept their composure here. EG racking up the bodies though. Device still standing, still controlling space. The rest of EG need to temper themselves a little bit here. PRX have divided this map up. They've got the site now.
Look at the HP bars though. Everybody from PRX tagged up here. Jorgamo, no utility.
Look at Demon 1.
This Frenzy could do real work here, Lauren.
Oh, Jorgamo finding Jing, now down to 2, and the HP is low. Pain Shell back up, and Mind Freak feels that! He's down, and now it's all on Divide. Spotted and deleted! EG, round 1.
Expecting things to be pretty explosive here. The thing I've got my eye on immediately with this comp change is the B-side control here from Evil Geniuses. Obviously, stepping onto the Astra, we have no questions about the mechanical talent of Demon 1, but in terms of anchoring that site, there were concerns previously. Boostio now to
let's go, John.
Fill those shoes. Com obviously is that second layer of the B-side defense. And definitely something PRX could potentially try to exploit.
They certainly could, and for me, my eyes throughout this series will be locked towards Com as well. Proven to be a big stage player, and there is no bigger stage now. For PRX, we're looking at damage here. Sheriffs in hand, yes. A little bit of a test, and of course, they're going to be walking into somewhat of the unknown, right? They maybe expected EG to come out as they had previously throughout this event. Maybe had a chance of kicking off this best of 5 with a very favorable start. However, already big info found, and look at Jordan.
Up close and personal here with the judge. Plenty of PRX bodies on the other side. I think Boombot will reveal that. Forced away. Connects fully with Demon 1. Finds one ahead of the Viper wall.
This guy with the Guardian is something else still. Oh, that's dangerous something. Bests him. It started well here, warming himself up into this matchup. Jorgamo going to deny any comfort towards ramp, and that's the spike dropped. Moves a little further ahead. They need to calm themselves here, kind of feeding into the beast. PRX will be happy to take any of those bodies. And now they've got some rewards, a judge, a Guardian, and now an opportunity. Com, though, denies it, retakes that Heaven control, and leaves them with the 2 who are towards the site. Mind Freak finding Com.
Player standing.
And now just Mind Freak. Found in the end, but it got dicey. I think we're seeing some of that nervousness, that almost over-peaking here.
Yeah, damage done here by the Sheriffs. You can see something desperate to try and make a play happen with the Guardian. Com just actually perfect timing inside the smoke there, just to remove that threat. For an explosive start, no surprises there, especially with the comp change. Jorgamo actually 1 away from the showstopper already. Fantastic progress on his part.
And it looks like PRX have a really good idea of how they want to approach at least this round, right? It is the bonus, so whatever's left in the EG pocket, they're going to bring back in. So the Guardian, the Stinger, and the Judge are still into play, but it's not a great deal. PRX should be looking to win this cleanly. Opting for the A site as their eventual goal on the attack, they're going to get the plant pretty much unscathed. As we noted, EG mostly stacking towards B.
Plant is open here, so PRX going to disengage, try and take some Heaven control back. Flash will open things up. I think it did just pop inside the smoke though. I'm not entirely sure what happened off screen, but EG already poised for this retake.
I'm scared because of this man. Jorgmo can at least clear the site. He does. Forsaken's fallen, but can they clear the rest of this? It's going to be a late wrap towards Heaven for PRX to try and keep control of this fight, but there's an issue. They don't have eyes on it yet, and Com's position could have been a disaster. It's not. Jing still standing, still fighting, gets 3, keeps it safe, but it is a 2v2. And there is a rifle, the pink shell! Jorgmo! That's nuts! And the 1v1, Ethan down solo, has to just stand and face! There's something going to get PRX there first, but Michael, the casualties are off the charts.
I mean, they bring a Guardian and scraps into that round.
Yep.
They bring it down to just one rifle taken away in the hands of PRX. Even here, Com desperate to try and retake this space. I think EG have the perfect read of exactly what's going on here. As soon as they've noted that it's only one member in the form of Forsaken down on site. Unfortunately, things get shut down. Something, one away from the Blade Storm already. I was looking at the showstopper that did come out in the last round from Jorgmo. Very quickly up ramp here. Nothing inside the gravity. The Flash will pave the way here. So initially just a little bit of a fake here to feign some aggression towards A side. 3 members of EG in position, but Trailblazer will, finally noting.
Yep. Well, adds a little comfort to the dish. What the hell?
Ethan, lucky to survive that.
Yeah, down to 56, but he can at least get Demon 1 back up to fighting HP. And you can see the rest of PRX taking their time here. Feels like the plan's up, but so unawares. Ethan takes a little bit of a glimpse and he takes something's life. The site now difficult to take with Demon 1. Position will be revealed, but they don't quite know exactly where he's waiting. The flash follow-up wasn't good enough. Forsaken's found him. That's perfect. They've allowed a little bit of room now to get that plant down. They can at least have time on their side.
Taking well Seekers here as well. Invested off the rip. Com going to be played in here potentially. He actually pulls the trigger too early. Mind Freak's down the first for Com. He will get the trade.
But it's not over yet. Jorgmo going to be noted and kept in check by Divide here. A big battle, and Divide's won it. Fantastic work in a 2v2 now. Forsaken! Lovely connection towards Com, and it's all in Boostio's hands in a 1v2. Oh, he's eating that flash. He's so blind. I don't know how he's still alive. Taps the spike and looks for Divine. Not going to be entertained. Beautiful control from PRX.
We'll tie things up 2 apiece. Evil Geniuses, another round where we're seeing them happy to try and initiate some sort of aggression. The ones to be the aggressors towards PRX. It could be something that, has been alluded to. Boostio was saying how difficult it is to play against them when you give them time and space to set up for some of the chaotic things that they like to incorporate into their game plan.
Looking at the stack, this time it is on the correct side of the map for EG as PRX are eyeing this up. This could be pretty violent here. Something going to get ahead of this, but it could be now a little vulnerable. You can see the temptation. Boostio's been caught off. Well controlled by Jing. Now looking to try and get a little forward. The Bucky back into play. Jing on their heels though. So aggressive. The
no way.
Flies through the air. Fighting Jing, and it's a 1v3. This is a little out of check, I feel. Com's a fantastic player, but this one might need miracles. And there's already that mid lurk. His position's noted. I think PRX are making their way through the woods here.
Yeah, cognizant of the threat. Com, a 1 in 3 chance to convert a clutch situation, but this one feels a little out of reach. Even here, if you find Forsaken or Mind Freak, the lowest funds on PRX. Doesn't look like he's going to make an honest go of things here, and PRX should be able to disengage from sight. Jorgmo, though, making that Bucky sing.
He's keeping dangerous, but PRX, again, these rounds, they may look close, but it almost suits PRX in their playstyle. They'll take a brawl.
Absolutely.
They'll never turn that down.
No.
Behave. Behave. Get out, calm.
None of that today.
Relax.
None of that today.
Relax. Okay.
Well, he's talking about removing Mindfreak and Forsaken. They fall into the spike. Something's got his Blade Storm, so not going to matter too much, but actually, Showstopper online as well, so both ultimates that will offset the second. The second of the Jing was pretty wild.
Yes. I mean, you're looking at the ult zone, Mike. EG having 3 just on the cusp, 1 away for Ethan, Busio, and Com, and also obviously Jorgamo and Demon have theirs ready. On the other side, some very impactful ults as well, so this could be a high-value round, and Jing is making no subtleties of the side that he wants. Leading the way towards B, Showstopper's popped, and they're going to have to respect this. They have to sit deep.
They posting it as well.
Spike planted.
Com already very early exploration down mid here. Look at the minimap. Look how late Devi is planning to play on this.
But look how aggressive PRX are getting.
Yeah.
They're taking CT space. They're willing to challenge for every step that EG wants to take. Demon 1's got his work cut out here. You can see it. Judge round the corner. Bye-bye. Demon 1 denies something and does the dance. Back and forth. He's got Jing. And now Jorgamo popping the ult, wants to clear out by Pillar. That's his. EG sweeping through the site. It's Forsaken and Devi left standing in a 2v4. Devi's still in play, and Devi shows his hand. Looks for more, doesn't get more. EG back in business.
What a phenomenal retake by EG. And this aggression is all tailor-made to play in Devi, to force EG deeper into spawn, slow things down, but Demon 1 paying no respect. It's another round. The things that Bustio's alluding to. Don't want to give PRX the time, the comfort to be aggressive.
One enemy remaining.
The D1, he's on a solo mission here, by the way. He challenges the divide in spawn. There's a judge there.
Yes.
And then Jing is the second player behind that.
That felt almost unbreakable, that positioning, but we go back in. It's going to be maybe an initial start here for Demon 1. Going to invest in the knives straight away. The flash could encourage. See how he plays this one out. Again, Ethan receiving most of the contact to this, but there is presence in middle. PRX want to take space here.
This will be the round win that actually gets the operator in hand for Demon 1 as well. He sees saving through with the Blade Storm. To say that, on the back of contact elsewhere, they've kind of loosened this hold on A site.
Yeah, Ethan's drifting away, and you can see the PRX are starting to stack up. You've got 5 pretty much present towards A. It's going to leave it in the hands of, well, I mean, some dangerous players. Jorgamo, one of them. First casualty, caught, Jing. Pain Shell denies any space coming directly towards the site, but it kind of plays in Demon 1 a little, but Heaven is the next target of focus for PRX.
Seekers go through. It's not very deep here. Demon 1 just chomping at the bit.
He wants in.
Wants to get involved, and he does. Something will fall.
Oh, tried to go for the follow-up, but PRX, as said, will always be ready to fight! Jorgamo goes back in again! These re-hits are always going to be happy for PRX. They'll take this. They've brought it down to a 3v3.
They have indeed. They've got options here, but Busio still in a position to cut off the rotation. Forsaken. Battered and bruised will find the plant regardless.
Yeah,
Tag onto Com as well, down to 15 HP. Has to get healed up.
Yeah, they fought for that space. Hard earned. Heaven still held. They'll flash into it. Oh, the timing on that, but Mindfreak on the bailout. Finding 2 and gets his 3rd. PRX. Don't challenge these boys in a brawl. They are looking lethal.
Another 3K from Mindfreak. What's his signature move this event?
Yeah.
Find PRX a 4-3 lead here.
Enemy remaining.
Beautiful stuff, but I gotta say, I'll come back to the same point. We see this same sort of thing between Ethan and Jorgamo a couple of times now, the flash out from screens and the satchel from elbow, but Evil Geniuses are happy to go toe-to-toe. They don't just want to take a beating. They don't want to sit back and let PRX execute on them. And whether or not Demon 1 is the response to that, it's obviously harder on this side.
Yes, and it's such a double-edged sword in my mind. It's like, okay, do we play into what PRX are doing? We back ourselves in the fight and we take it ahead of the site hit. Do we sit very passive, play for retake potentially? But it's not easy. And it looks like EG hitting the brakes. Congratulations. Hitting the brakes a little bit here to allow Potter to have that conversation.
Yeah, and I think the key thing to note here is coming back to those comfort zones, right?
Yeah.
Demon One, I think we have seen the peak.
Yes.
Are you able to achieve that versus something, or versus PRX as a whole, to be honest? Outside of the head-to-head, again, you talk about it, they are just the masters of mayhem. All 5 of these members on PRX are just lunatics, especially in solo situations.
And they're going back for a bit more. We've been doing pretty well at A. Why don't we run it again? There we go. Waiting for the barrier to drop. PRX straight off the rip again. Pacey. Taken straight towards the ramp, but something's the one to find Jorgamo.
Over the top of the pit as well.
Instantaneous.
Look at where that death marker is, up on rafters. Com definitely going to be feeling the pressure here. So he's got past it here, but he's missed.
Com given a second chance at life here. Actually, PRX are scrambling. They're looking for another option. Now, if they do directly go towards B, you know, they just run that down, they will have one player there. Tucked at the back of the site will be Boostio.
Problem is, he's in a fairly risky spot, vulnerable to Heaven.
Yeah.
Where Mindfreak is. Ethan has to close this gap.
No flash to help him yet either.
No.
But the stalls worked well enough. Flash just coming on for Ethan. The flash is going to put Boostio back to the wall here. He's got to be so careful. Can he get played in by Ethan? He's actually got a chance for himself. Going to deny Forsaken. It's still a 2v3, and it's still Mindfreak, who has been a master. Devi, similar scenes. 40 seconds.
Devi's actually got the pit here.
He's looking at it.
Yeah.
Yep. He wants that. Play. Time
it covers
to go get
all
the
of sight.
Cuts off CT.
This is a really difficult pit to overcome him. Mindfreak actually playing a little bit disconnected outside here on rafters.
But can they isolate him cleanly, or does he decide to dip back in? Can he get one for his troubles? He can. Falls away into the pit, and now the crossfires are going to be horrifically hard to break. With limited vision, what can EG do with this? Ethan got a flash.
With the spread here, it's a real question. Actually, that's going good. Demon One found one.
Okay, it's just down to one in the pit. He's diving headfirst into this. Ethan's got him. EG, how did you break through that?
I mean, the kill from Demon One comes too. The most random time here. Like I said, there's a big question mark with this spreading as deep as it does towards CT, whether or not anybody's pushed all the way out, especially after Mindfreak gets a kill in Heaven. Another beautifully executed retake here from EG.
I want to watch this again. Again, that's the start. That's nice. But the end here, this was the kind of almost off-kilter pickup, and yeah, fair enough. I guess Ethan just dives in. It's scrappy from EG, but again, they have changed this comp back to this look, right? It's not what they were running this event, so you can't expect consistency, but PRX are being challenged. Operator is on deck. Something bringing out the big green. Looking to find his first victim. He's working up towards middle, but it's Ethan to feel that bit of pressure to begin with. They're not going to stop on this A pressure.
I think with the early round indicators here, they're not necessarily expecting an operator, so EG to remain very diligent here.
Jorgamo's already crossed though. Not been hindered. Forsaken seems so aware of the possibility, but he's got to be And Demon 1. Sheriff and a classic and a flash to play in, and that's about it. Demon 1 gonna be jumped out of this world from Demon 1. This is finally put to bed, but that was far too dangerous.
I kind of want to see every single kill that just happened there from EG.
How did Jorgamo get 2?
Jorgamo 2 with a classic. Demon 1 shoots the Sheriff out of his backside, apparently, to catch something in midair.
Oh.
Mine don't do that. What is this, though? Whoa.
Oh.
What?
But it's still around for PRX. All of these, I feel, are going to be like this, right? Such violent delights when we watch, but PRX now chipping away and creating a little bit of space on the board here. 6 rounds to their favor to the 4 of EG. They're starting to stabilize into the game, but I feel it's going to be this high-octane form all the way through. You better be careful.
Well, just on that point, though, you're saying you're expecting this, but for PRX, this is sustainable, right? For EG, is it? That's the question. Can they really commit to this sort of play style? Because this is playing into a PRX style series.
Yes, it certainly is. You are divided. So Divide going to go through, a little bit of a scrap over towards A, but it's kept 4 players here. You got Forsaken commanding the attention of 4, and this
Boostio's
now all
heard the steps.
to Boostio. He's calling for support, he's calling for help. Can he slow down the roll? He's trying to. All that utility he's investing is just trying to buy seconds. Rotations in, they're backing away.
No way. I mean, how much space does Forsaken get here? 36 HP. Ethan, does he slip back on the elbow? He's spotted!
But the flash, he's turned it, but he's still giving away. What a shot from Forsaken! Creating all of this room, and they are running 30 seconds. Jorgamo is here with a showstopper. Forsaken, yes, has the sight, but look at the space that Jorgamo's taking. This is going to be so deadly.
He's ready to just satchel here.
Here it comes. It's all about timing. Boostio's taken away something. They're on the site. Jorgamo sends it. Poster doesn't get it, but he does take down Mindfreak. Great trade from Devi. Now maybe they can plant. This has been, once again, a mental round, but a 3v2. Demon 1 and Boostio. Boostio's still making his way over, but Demon 1 hasn't left heaven. The timing on the double swing is divine, and that is perfection from PRX.
And this is the sort of thing when I talk about sustainability. Can EG constantly come up with this, the troubleshooting on the fly, problem solving? It doesn't even really fall to Boostio. It falls to these individuals on EG to make the right decisions. Perfect example, Jorgamo there with a showstopper. Again, what do you choose?
There is no clear choice, a bit of a Sophie's choice if anything, but now we're looking at the Seekers being there for Forsaken. That could be right off the rip, but it looks like they want to go head first into this. EG, are you going to try and stand and fight for Demon 1? Going to be forced off, trying to spam away those Seekers, but do they springboard quickly? Spam going to connect, and that's a problem for Demon 1. Falls away on 42. You can see, yes, damage to something on the other side, and that pain shell could become pivotal.
Oh, nearly catching with a spam as well. No harm, no foul just yet. PRX getting themselves ramp control. EG still in control of the site itself. Again, device set up to try and catch an overpeak elsewhere, something alongside him in mid. PRX have been given access to vents, actually, so a very easy opportunity here to regroup.
PRX waiting for someone to play into this. The pivot's happening. Straight through middle, going back towards B. Jorgamo yet to adjust. The flash might send him towards it. It's going to connect for Com. Tries to slow it down himself. Falls away towards the site. Allows Boostio to get the play in, but it's Forsaken. Breaks in like a thief in the night. PRX so clean on these site takes. Plant's going to come through in EG. The last 3 were a mile away. Yes, Jorgamo got there, but he's got his work cut out.
Snakebite to slow things down here. Jing still looking to get aggressive. 1 kill away from the showstopper here, but the flash is perfect. Jorgamo finds it, but he's shut down by Forsaken.
And Mindfreak's timing is just gorgeous to witness. 8 rounds for PRX on this half. 4 for EG.
Switching sides.
A little bit of comfort for PRX found in the latter half. The opening here on split. Like I said, there was resistance shown here by EG, showing that they're happy to go toe-to-toe. But like I said, once PRX get a feel for it, a read on the game, how these rounds are playing out, in this sort of playstyle, that's where you expect them to excel.
Thank you very much, guys. What a start it is already to this grand finals. PRX, they're leading at the half. But let's take a look at the Verizon high-speed moment here from Demon 1. Mimi, we knew this matchup is going to be high speed, and we got a treat to kick us off.
Yeah, we did. I think that EG switching over to the double duelist comp was a good idea. It's a lot more comfortable for them. And they showed this early on with some of these Flood retakes. This round was entirely Jawjimo and Demon 1 working together to win things out on the retake. We saw throughout the half how strong these two players were, but it really was just these heroic moments that were winning rounds for EG.
Yeah, and this brought them at 3 rounds, Mimi, out of their 4. It was 3-3. The only other round they got was that Viper's Pit round where I think they got a little bit fortunate to win that 2-on-2, Seth.
Yeah, Mindfreak trying to get around the pillar, but the timing comes in. Demon 1 manages to nail the shots and takes him out. I mean, this is a fantastic display here. I think the real high-speed moment is just the build time on Jawjimo's showstoppers, because the guy had these so rapidly, 2 within the first 6 rounds. This was an incredible one for them, but it started getting away from them. Last time they played against each other, they did play Fracture. Last time they played against each other on Split, it was an 8-4 half for the side of EG on the defending half. They started off really strongly. This time, not so much.
Yeah, and I think it's especially impressive because I don't feel like the Star Duelist players for PRX have had nearly as impressive a start to this game. They tend to take a little bit of time to warm up, especially for something. And while there were great moments in that half, I was more impressed with the consistency, with the PRX site hits finding success, and as well as that, in these late rounds, the clutches that continue to be excellent from Mindfreak.
Well, PRX, they have the momentum here, but let's see what things are going to unfold as we switch halves. Back to you, Pansy and Hypok.
Thank you, and yeah, at 4-8, this is a fantastic start for PRX. They've done what is required. They've got that first real half under the belt. You can see the succession of rounds is near on a streak. There was a couple that offset it for EG, but EG were in the fight, but I think you said it right. Do they have the ability to continue at this pace? Because PRX aren't going to slow down.
Yeah, definitely not. You know how proactive they like to get on the defense as well. EG though, stacked up. As 4 into B main. It's just calm disconnected here, no surprises. But this is just a post-demon 1 up here. They're actually going to regroup as 4 into mid.
Okay, let's put something on the chopping block, and that wide step out has got him dead. Big start for EG there, no chance of a trade and still above a minute.
Did spot multiple though. Problem being, PRX still holding on to utility here for a contact play in B main.
Jeez.
Well, the timing is absolutely devastating.
That's heartbreak. Oh my god, EG. You couldn't ask for a better beginning. Forsaken could maybe do some damage though. Good flash, and he tries to look his next step towards the other side of pillar. Catch someone on the push-up, and he's trying to do damage, but it's just not landing. EG swarm the site. They should have enough for a plant here. Divine looking to maybe get a little ahead of that. No. Does he walk the smoke? Yes, he does, and it doesn't matter. EG with a pistol under the belt here. Gonna get themselves a chance to close that scoreline up.
There's a couple of heartbreaking moments, split seconds, deciding this. The overstep here from something dash bombed, obviously no chance to retreat from that, but and then Mindfreak just slipping into Astral form at the worst possible time. EG pounce on the opportunity, a pistol round on the board here.
I've got to say as well, just a side note, almost sidebar, Jawjimo is having
He's nearly on 20 kills.
He's having a game. Looking like Jing wants to get himself working towards that showstopper nice and early. And a pace change for EG after a very slow, meticulous start to the pistol. They've shifted gear a little, looking to try and test, or at least posture towards middle at the very beginning, taking over towards the top side of things. To oh, come on! This guy is literally
inhuman.
I don't know what this man is made of.
It's just ridiculous to watch him in certain situations. Sure, anti-eco, I don't care.
Who cares?
It's so clean.
This was the map that gave him the title of the new King of Hell, and you might be seeing it again. The guy's aim is off the charts. Come, gonna find something. A Mindfreak. Well, he's in spawn, so that's quite a ways away. Looking to potentially get the plant. Yeah, going to be building up the showstopper again with the plant coming through here. Just still being careful in case there was someone waiting behind those screens. But Com, all too aware, you don't get to flank the flanker. Com's going to find him.
Storm here, but perfect timing on the flash.
And look at this angle. Oh yeah, that's real. Wait,
well, don't keep beaking him.
Demon One's got knives.
And 3 kills.
And 3 kills.
The chance for the ace here in round 15.
I chose to study in the UK because I was looking for somewhere my values would be respected. A place that inspires beyond the classroom. Every experience here is helping me make a difference. Anything is possible when you study in the UK.
Jing, looking like the timing's right. Yes, it is. Safe pair of hands. PRX weather the storm here. And leave Demon One out to sea. 6-9. PRX picking back up now.
Forsaken's going to struggle in terms of the purchase here. See how things... Actually, yeah, Jing forfeiting a shield or something else along the way to get Forsaken a rifle in hand. We noted it, Demon One up to 15 kills now. Blade Storm online for him. EG maybe looking to pop once again towards ramps.
Well, be careful, you can see a little bit of a trap sent there. Demon One caught a pixel out of place, but no. PRX keep themselves safe. Play a little bit deeper towards heaven. They allow the access to the site. When do they fight back? Here. That spike is going to make it across before they're able to swing towards ramp, so it's going to be common, maybe Boostio, to deal with the pressure, unless they get ahead of this. No one's checking. No one has checked on this. Does Forsaken just go? Does he take the green light? They might know Jing, but maybe not. Oh my god.
They both slipped through.
They've slipped through the net, and it's going to be devastating. Already taken away Ethan. Oh, but Boostio! The timing on the crest of the corner gets him up to 8 with 2 in this round. And now the 3, something divine, Mind Freak, where are they? 2 towards heaven, 1 towards CT, and a messy engagement gives Boostio the 3rd. Now it's Mind Freak, now it's something, and Boosty wanted the ace, he ain't gonna get it, but there's the denial of Mind Freak as something, it might be time to back away.
It's another round that's just decided by a split second.
The timing on that one.
Yeah, Forsaken's holding backside towards spawn. I think initially because nobody's shouldering the angle from either side. The kill comes through onto the site and they think that they've got a little bit of room to play with.
Yeah.
Problem being, there's no second layer coming from screens or from heaven at the same time to follow through on that initial kill onto site.
And I'm a little bit nervous to say it, but I'll start nonetheless. Okay. I'm a little worried at how many of these rounds are a little bit individual from EG. We just had that round, yes, timing, but Boostio's there.
I come back to the same thing. This isn't where we think about evil geniuses in terms of sustainability, in terms of consistency. It's not. This is playing to the strength of PRX, even though here we're looking at a 9-7 scoreline.
Respectable.
This is what they love to do.
Oh, they'll do this all day long. There's no stopping them on it. But can they get chaotic in a round like this when the buy's far from perfect? Ethan already going to take away Forsaken from the equation and open up the map. Now, it looks like the extremities are going to be PRX's focus, right? Start trying to take a little look towards A. Didn't find anything initially, but B main, they're getting a little bit more invested. Something wants to work towards the ult. 1 off now. And heaven, the exchange.
What won't catch. Jing actually trying to get ahead of the curve here. Might even catch her, and yes, he does. Jorgamo gets off a little bit of damage.
Massive. And they're going to read into this.
Yeah.
This seems very indicative of that A hit coming through. So your call's going to be made. Devi has to try and do something. This Guardian, I mean, they're trying to make it work on very little in this regard. Jing going to back away. But it's stalled out EG.
1 kill from the showstopper, though, if Jing finds another. Already set up here, but
there it
go.
is.
That's a showstopper in the back pocket here. Reset on the paint shells. Right, EG is scrambling to try and find a rotation. Mind Freak is positioned towards heaven. Down to 10 HP, has something in close proximity here already. PRX, they're rotating ahead of this, Lauren.
Yeah, they're matching him step by step. You're not going to get an easy fight. Mind Freak, how does he play this? 10 HP. He's got to be... Yeah, he doesn't have the chance on it. Seeker's now going to pop on through. It's going to reveal there are presence towards heaven. Demon One turns around, takes him down. Something's gone. And now for the... Oh, my God! Above and beyond! for the spike. They need to get towards the site, and it's on Demon 1 to do it. He's going to get the plant down, and now Divide. It's only a stinger. This is so much to ask of one man. Is there an upgrade around? I'll be able to find it on the corpse of a fallen foe. But waiting towards that drop, there's already a player.
So 5 bullets in it. Has to reload.
And Demon 1's now called to attention.
Yeah, Comms definitely relayed this information. You can see the pings coming through. Divine now at a crossroads, a dilemma how to approach.
He's got to give it a go, and it's Com. Gonna find Divide, and EG scrapping their way through that round. Mike, again, that was a little on the back of Demon 1. Those back and forth rotations, they were getting ground down.
But Demon 1, but just the presence of mind here as well when the clock's running this low, he dips into this cloudburst to find the first. Something falls. Let's go! Hits the updraft to avoid the showstopper from Jing. I mean, these rounds are just ridiculous. I have to imagine Potter is absolutely tearing her hair out right now. Because all the structure, all the discipline that you brought to this team now, you have to throw the rulebook out the window.
I feel like they almost started on that, though. This map may not be a gimme, but it's going to be one of those where you've got to know this was going to come out, right? You knew the Vita was going to look like this. That last composition, the chamber wasn't looking good, it wasn't working. The Astro with Demon 1 didn't look as comfortable, so they've gone for a risk, right? High risk and potentially a high reward. Rolling it back, I don't know how much time they've had playing this comp as of late. So again, you look to it and you think, okay, you roll the dice. And for now, your big hitters, well, they're hitting. Chorgamo and Demon 1. Now on the other side of things, this hasn't been the perfect start to the second half here. The scoreline nearly closed up at 8-9. Only one round so far for PRX, but they're back on the bye. They have some big ults to play with. One off the Divide. They're very close here to well, it could be a very deadly round.
Things as easy once again stacked up, maybe in the same sort of position to get Demon 1 posted here in B lane.
There.
See a very quick adjustment on the back of it. Mindfreak will take a tag. Kept honest here in the opener. But PRX on red alert towards mid here because, like I said, previously EG did this to post up Demon 1, then re-aggress elsewhere. Oh my god. I say he was kept honest with the first jump peak. He's put in his grave on the second.
This creature has escaped hell to wreak havoc on this server. This is mental. I ain't seen that mid-round. End around, sure, this guy is ensuring death wherever he goes, but still it's only the first pick. Mindfreak gone, and that has to cause a reaction from PRX. They have to be dealing with the fact that B is pretty much open. But for now, they prioritize middle. They're looking for Ethan, who walks away barely breathing on 6 HP, but the pace changed towards B. They want in, and Jorgamo gonna lead the way. Comms claimed Forsaken on the other side of the map. They're winning out everywhere. The big swing factor may be Divide here, but look who's waiting! Demon goes down, Ethan on the trade. But now timing is everything. Denied the initial plant, can they find any more ways to cause problems? Something wants to. The spray, the shot in the dark, but it's Busio to find Jing, and it's all on something. In a 1v4, this is brutal. Ethan to the left, 3 to the right, he's got the first, looks towards heaven, tries to snap back around, 7 HP ain't enough. EG tying this up at 9 apiece.
Just wild. Some of these rounds to watch back. This is just so clean to find this headshot. I think the desk is going to be working overtime today. We're taking a beating some of these rounds because some of them are they're very frustrating for somebody to sit back and watch in terms of the intention, I guess, that both teams have in certain situations, and then the outcome. I mean, even there, like Comms killing Forsaken behind him. Late.
Well, something wants to try and be the difference maker to this. Wants to isolate Com, and he has. Clean and decisive start. Half the map's won out by PRX, and then winning out towards middle. Couldn't quite outdo Demon 1. That was only a stinger, but fantastic work considering what they brought into this round.
How did Divide reset there with the stinger? Busio walking back into the Blade Storm. Something caught sleeping, maybe.
think that's just Mind Freak on towards B, but again, look at the weaponry. It's Forsaken who's the big player in this. Yes, the Pain Shell could be pivotal. Yes, all of the Blast Packs could do well, and they have. Forsaken makes the most of it. Boosty on the trade, but still. It's a 2v2, and James got himself on the site. And caution being shown by EG. They're aware. They're so aware, and he's down on 4. Hemorrhaging blood. He's been deleted by Demon 1, and now Mind Freak. Possibility, yes, in the HP, but the timing's everything.
He's got to find this first kill.
Can you do
Boostio.
it? On a platter. It's not worked.
He's so low, though.
Oh, he's gone away. 10 HP. 28 in total for EG. This is doable. Couldn't quite connect on either of that. How does he close the gap now? Boostio's gone down. He was expecting the swing. Demon 1. Oh, the temptation. 5 HP on one side. 18 on the other. 4 bullets. Oh, Demon 1 breaks their hearts again.
Double digits, lead taken.
He'll take the fight. He doesn't care. Take the warnings.
Are putting on an absolute show in the second half. Just one round.
This is
for
nuts.
PRX. And it's round 3 when they come in at such a huge disadvantage.
Nice! Let's go, boys. Let's go.
And I'll change up a little bit. I was talking about it being concerning in terms of sustainability. EG are going to be brimming with confidence at winning some of these rounds, Lauren.
This was never meant to be the map they started out. Oh, Christ! Demon 1! Absolutely devastating impact off the rip. That takes away Forsaken. It opens up all those possibilities on the side here. Just going to put the showstopper in towards Heaven, secure a second for the plant. And it's on the floor from PRX to try and bring this in. That operator not having a chance to rattle off even a shot.
PRX have to get a move on, though. Time already passing by. Look how disconnected Boostio is here as well. Yeah, plenty of utility.
Oh my god. I was expecting it to be calm.
Yeah.
Well, it is Boosty. But you're right, time is of the essence, and PRX need to get a move on here. Try and face their demons. They've taken away Jorgamo. That's fantastic. Quick flash, can't follow up, and now there's a chance. An opportunity cracked open here for PRX. Maybe this is the time they can break through. Maybe not. Demon 1 is out of this world. As Divide, the time is gone. He knows it. He can't change the outcome anymore. EG up to 11.
What a stark contrast as well to how this map started. Jorgamo, we talked about him being on the brink of 20 kills. I think at that time, Demon 1 was on 6.
Something like that.
He's on 25 now. I mean, he just doesn't miss.
This was such a good opportunity for PRX. I felt like once they crested Pillar, once they got close, once the knives were used up, that was a huge chance for them. Timeout is hit. PRX need to come up with a plan. Alex is worried. This was never meant to be the start of this. In a best of 5, the team coming in from the lowest rarely wins like this. 2 out of the 5 times we've seen this scenario, that's all that you could imagine could be done, right? 2 times out of the 5 we've seen lower bracket teams be able to convert those wins because the veto is so heavily favored normally towards a team from the upper side. PRX came in with a targeted first map, and it might be slipping through their fingers.
I mean, it's a real concern, actually, because I know Sean was saying what he'd love to see in terms of the best of 5, but I feel like this is a little front-loaded for EG. The win conditions for me lie with PRX at the start of this veto.
I agree.
Pearl, for me, is a bit of a 50-50,
Sure.
depending on a comp change, sure, but PRX have looked flawless with the Phoenix there.
Absolutely.
So for this to, I guess, trend the way you'd expect it to, this starts with a PRX win on split. EG already defying that.
11-9. A desperate timeout there for PRX. Hopefully a plan has been made to handle EG and, well, specifically this one, Demon 1. And a chance, and he's been dealt with. Perfect beginnings for something. Isolate and conquer. Giving them the man advantage for the first time in what feels like a while.
What doesn't cast, but Boostio already way ahead of this, and hard clears something. The headshot on the fadeaway, bringing to a 4v4 now.
I've got your trail.
even though the Seekers, yes, went towards B, you can see how quickly those rotations are coming in. Jing is already towards CT side. Forsaken is on the side, but it's a Bulldog, and it's a Judge. Far from perfect. Oh, and Busio just slides right between them. A follow-up? No. Jing trying to hold on. A 2v3 in the site is EG's. One should be coming in, and I don't think they can close the gap.
My paint shelter really high, but Jing could have sat
he's
her in.
off! He's got off! In a blink of an eye, he's dead and gone, and
I mean, this just reeks of the loud performance on Split as well from PRX. Really struggling to find a solid grasp. And just getting overwhelmed time and time again. Now, unfortunately, I have the second line of pressure, which is a deficit here. A financial disadvantage. Demon 1 and Jorgamo heating up.
truly a deadly duo between the both of them. Looking at Viper's Pick going through a middle. I'm going to try and isolate some of these fights on the extremities. 3 players put to task towards A. It's Com on the other side. And the rest of EG focusing towards B, at least on the start. Oh, again.
Com, though, going to be tested. Something. So the crosshair placement will look way off there. Lucky to only get away with a tag down to 89, but re-walking this?
That's bold, to say the least.
Here.
I'm slipping away from this, but this will be noted relatively quickly.
That's a big indicator, actually, that Com's given up this control.
Oh yeah, you can see Jing already.
Exactly, yeah, because something's in such a deep position now. He can get very early information.
Mind Freak. Back of the site. Divide. They're going to try and get ahead of this to try and help him out, because look at the pressure coming his way. Paint Shot going to go down. Demon 1 closing in, and now the chaos begins. Divide's fallen. Jing! Out of nowhere fights to a third would be everything for them. How much can he do? Not quite enough. The trades are coming down, and it's all on Com. A 1v2. Spike is not in hand. Something is trailing him. 13 seconds, Mike. I don't know if he has time for this. Mind Freak perfectly positioned. He's got him. A chance here for PRX. Making double digits. Opens up the slightest of opportunities.
Chance here, but it definitely doesn't help the finances with it being as scrappy as it was. Comes down to just one.
I mean, that's heroic.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see that back, just how Jing caught the timing there through the divide. Beautiful stuff. EG, slight pump of the brakes for Potter. Grinning right now. Looking towards in terms of making some sort of adjustment. Going to be tough here with Divide down on a Judge, Forsaken on a Bulldog. Ultimates, yes, 2 away from the Blade Storm. But a must win to keep their hopes of opening up this best of 5 with a map win.
It looks like middle is once again a priority position for EG.
Yep.
Looking at who's patrolling it. Divide, Judge is there. Jing, very nearby as well. Com, once again spotted. He's to be challenged by not just one, there's 2 to this. Double check there's no one further behind, so this is actually unleashing something to go walkabout if he wants to. Well, all of this test happens in middle. Look at something. Look at... Wait, there's no way that Boostio just had a little look back.
He's looking, he's watching.
He absolutely is!
He's killed something in Spawn.
He's read them like a book. That deep flash, maybe just a little read on what they wanted.
And this is, I don't feel like addressing comm is the issue here for PRX.
Christ, wait,
Demon
Jing's
1
gone
found
down.
another one, Jing's fallen. It's a 5v3, Lauren.
This feels like it's just slipping between their fingertips on map 1 here. 2 men up to the good. The 3 standing, a bulldog for one, a judge for the other, and yes, a rifle on Mind Freak. It looks like EG are congregating over towards A. This plays in Forsaken, and hopefully Devi.
Seeker's invested, it doesn't really tell them anything.
30 seconds
They're running low on time though, Mike.
Have to make a move. Flash will catch you.
You got to be calling for Mind Freak to hit that rotation, hit the panic button, get over here. There's 5 players coming our way, and Devi has fallen. Forsaken now. It's all on him to try and stop the rot, stop EG. He's desperately trying, but it may not be enough. As Mind Freak now in a 1v4. Map 1 on the line. And EG turning up on a map that none of us expected to see this level of performance on. Mind Freak has a minefield to walk through. You got the pit, and you got 4 players. Divide or not, he's got to go. He takes down Com, but the trade for Jorgamo is there. EG, map 1.
And a statement made by Evil Geniuses, Lauren. A confident opener to this series.
They look absolutely lethal, Mike. I'm looking towards Demon 1, I'm looking at Jorgamo. I mean, they've had a belting series. You do not want to miss the rest of this.
When you play an actual ranked game, it's 50 minutes, but how much are you actually shooting? With Aim Labs, you can compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for any scenario in any game. For the new ranked season, you play, you get points, you can compare yourself to your friends. With Aim Labs' new one-to-one Valorant maps, you get instant feedback on how to get better crosshair placement, better peak efficiency. You can also instantly modify existing tasks with Discovery. Get started today by downloading Aim Labs for free and join millions of other satisfied players.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.